CANAISIS, The Last Living Ship by Annika Ravenrock. Chapter 1. The Telling of a Legend. In the vastness of space not understood by man, the void between stars is cold, dark, and lonely. Imagine a time of mankind's expansion, a time before hyperdrive and wormholes. I speak of the time of the living ships, when we could travel just faster than light. Mankind spread across to the neighboring stars with the help of 7 sentient ships. I speak of the time when artificial intelligence was designed organically into great exploration ships, before Earth realized they were prone to insanity. Let me tell you the story of one captain. You know of whom I speak, the only captain to ever sail a living AI that did not go insane. You know of his exploits, most planets found, most colonies founded, but do you know the true story? You walk this planet. You breathe this air because she brought your ancestors here. You owe it to her and her captain to know their story. Yes, CANAISIS. She started out as an explorer, one of 7 sisters sent out to explore our galaxy. As centuries of Earth time passed, she grew more into her own to become the largest colony ship ever seen. No longer did she need a crew, but the captain stayed at the helm, ever faithful. She became a constant for many colonies, as often decades or centuries passed before her return. She was a product of a technology that could not be mastered, and what she had become could not be comprehended. But always, the captain was there. He became a symbol to many, an arbitrator to humanity's issues. One of us, yet separate, above us. His home was the vast space between stars, for that was where CANAISIS lived. She only came to visit us once in a while, as the captain desired. Not anymore. You should know the betrayal mankind committed that drove CANAISIS and her captain to leave us forever. Once, Earth tried to assert control over them, but what is a captain to do when even the country and government he served had passed away centuries ago? He becomes his own island, an authority unto himself. And thus, maybe, it was the captain himself who taught the living ship to understand war. Who knows? The storyteller looks down at the young black noble, as if half expecting him to respond. But the captain-to-be merely gazes at her, patience in his eyes. So the elder lifts her gaze to the distance and continues. Be glad the captain chose to leave us. For had he chosen to wage war, have no illusions that we would have suffered for it. Our greatest colony of that time no longer exists because they threatened her captain. If that's not love, then I know not what it is. No one will understand what truly took place between those two. Perhaps it started when CANAISIS returned to a colony she first transported to a century earlier. By this time, CANAISIS rode the vast plasma currents that flowed between the stars at 7 times the speed of light. No one knew how she perfected this. Neither she nor the captain would explain. Mankind could achieve almost twice the speed of light by then, with reliable technology that did not require high-magnitude artificial intelligence. CANAISIS, on the other hand, was a living ship. She grew and she evolved in complexity, organic metal, and a mind designed to model the human brain with neurons, synapses, a nervous system. A captain cannot help but love his ship as he sails the winds of the oceans, no less here, in the expanse of space, and they are out there somewhere, have no doubt. They sail the universe together. The storyteller pulls out a decorated leather canteen from between the patterned layers of her robe, removes the cork, and drinks a slow mouthful. Her eyes crinkle as if she is lost in memory. Then she returns to the moment, casting her gaze about the busy market street, and glances at the black noble again. The young man remains respectfully silent. He knows one must never rush an elder if one wishes to find a truth within the story. The storyteller reseals the canteen, and her lightly wrinkled hands cradle it in her lap as she continues with a wistful smile. Did you know this is a love story? No? Surely you realize it had to be. For only thus could it be that a living AI could remain sane. Only thus could she have endured the long, vast, silent, cold years between the stars while her captain slept. To tell this story, I must go back to the beginning. Well, not the beginning of them, but the beginning of what matters. For this was the first time the captain and CANAISIS shared a moment of pure trust and consciousness. The moment was significant and profound. Picture the captain standing in a large room, large enough to hold a church inside of it. Polished black metal floor with 2 shiny metal poles in the center. The captain stands between the poles, his hands resting on the globes atop the poles. He stands tall and looks up, and the ceiling changes to a black expanse dotted with stars shining like diamonds. But it is the blue gas giant and its asteroid ring that stand in the forefront, taking up half the sky. It is this moment. This is when he and CANAISIS touch minds for the first time. This is the moment an angel walked the sky with her sword, shooting stars falling from her wings, or so the legends say. Would things have been different if the captain had not anger in his mind? That is hard to say. But for you, young master, to understand this anger, I must go further back in time. This telling must start at the very beginning. When the captain first met these colonists, yes, that is the proper beginning for this telling. You need to understand what the people meant to our captain to truly appreciate the legend. Listen, it is time you know the true story. It is a love story, but it is also a record of the debt humanity owes CANAISIS and her captain. It begins with them orbiting Luna, Earth's moon, where the colonists are boarding CANAISIS. The captain looks over the hangar at the shuttles coming and going as the group of colonists grows.